So much. It is my pleasure and honor to be here. I am going to be playing odaiko for you today. And for those of you that don't know what taiko is or haven't seen taiko before, don't know what an odaiko is a great or large drum. You see I have a few very large drums behind me. In any taiko group or any music ensemble, the odaiko is the biggest drum, so it could even be a very small drum, but in this case it means any drum larger than 3 feet about in diameter. And this particular style of drumming was popularized by a group called Za Onde Koza in the late 1960s and early 1970s, a man named Ei Hayashi, who was one of the very first odaiko performers to bring this sort of solo improvised drumming to the stage. And it's a really unique form of taiko in as much as it's fairly much a solo art form, because most taiko pieces, of course, are ensemble work pieces with a large group of drummers, and odaiko, you have just the drummer and the drum. It is an expression of character and spirit. As the drummer, I bring to it my own history, my own spirit, but I'm also trying to blend with the spirit and the history of the drum. This particular drum is the largest Asano nagado odaiko, or solid-bodied odaiko drum in North America. It is made from a hollowed-out piece of babinga wood, while drums from Japan are traditionally made from zelkova. Trees of this size are kind of rare, so they actually went into the forest, into the jungles in Africa, selected this tree trunk, and cut it down and pulled it out and brought it to Japan and cured it and made this solid body drum. It is awesome to be able to play it. It has great spirit and character of its own. And so as a drummer, I will be trying to blend both my spirit and the spirit of course, the tree and the cow who sacrificed to have the skins on the drum. The improvisation is based on a story that there were 2 villages on either side of a body of water, a river, and during a drought they decided that their 2 taiko players would play until they couldn't anymore, and whoever gave up first, their villagers would have to leave. And while that's somewhat of a grim story, it's said that they drummed for 3 days until finally one dropped, one of them collapsed. And so the tradition of this is to play a very long narrative solo. We don't have time for that today. But as part of that, what the drummer strives to do is push themselves to their very limit to reach a point where they can't think and there are no rhythms left. And then what comes next is what the audience usually comes to see. It's when you have nothing else to give and when you have no more ideas, what then comes out of you as you're playing the drum is sort of the challenge. I'm going to do my best to sort of push myself as hard as I can to get to that point a little bit. In essence, to try and capture where we are today as people facing a pandemic, as people who have met many challenges. I hope this offers a little bit of spirit and a little bit of power to help see you through to whatever's on the other side.
Woo!